welcome back. It's Tuesday Takeaways with Penny. Couple things I was thinking about this last few days is how do you connect with those folks that are so different, so far away from where you are in your personality, your focus, maybe your even views on the world. And when I get that way, and when I run into someone who's who's very different than me, and I find that it's hard to connect, I got to ask myself, okay, where are we on the spectrum here? And I'm reminded of the DISC summary for personalities. So that's backwards, you can't read it, but some of you may know it. And that is, there's 4 different personality types in general. There's a driver, a motivator, a supporter, and a thinker. And which one are you? All right, so in just a few minutes, I'm going to get you to stop the video, and down in the description, there is the color summary for you to take a look at. And what I'd like you to do is on the far left-hand side, there is kind of a question or a preference, a personality preference. And I'd like you to look at that and pick one of the 4 from the different columns. So for example, there's focus. Is your focus around results, interacting with other people, maintaining relationships, or is it more about the process for you? So you just put a check mark by that or write it down on paper if you're not printing this off. The next one, fears. What kind of fears do you have? Do you fear loss of control, loss of prestige, confrontation? Ooh, I have a little fear about confrontation because I want everybody to, I want everyone to get along. Or do you fear embarrassment? And then the other one, under tension. What do you do under tension? Are you a dictator? Do you attack? Do you submit? Or do you withdraw? Now, I know we don't like to be put into categories, and sometimes we can feel like, oh, I'm not like that all the time. Just take a general, what you're like, over 50% of the time, over 80% of the time, whatever works for you. Because I know for me, I can be all of those things underneath the tension. Under tension, what will I do? Sometimes I become very assertive and I start dictating, like, this is how it's going to be. Next time I could be really sarcastic and snarky. And another time I might be submissive. And the next time I might just withdraw. Maybe go take a walk or hide in my room for a little while. It all depends on the situation and the people that you're with, how much trust is in that situation. So just take your best guess of how you are usually. All right. The DISC test has really helped me categorize personality preferences into 4 different categories. And maybe that person is just like that at that moment in time, or maybe they're always like that. But given this new perspective or a little more information, it really helps me. And the way that it helps me is that, for example, for me as a supporter, it's really important for me to maintain relationships. I'm all about relationships. I want us to all love each other, right? And that's not true for everybody else. So for example, the thinker is more about credibility. The motivator is more about status. And then our driver is more about success. And I know that we know all of these these types of people. And sometimes I'm about those different things too, just depending on the different situation. But if I run into a situation where I can see this client is really worried about credibility and where is this coming from, then I better make sure that I'm showing them the credibility. I hope you enjoyed this session as much as I did. We got to play with the kitten a little bit. Hey, yeah. There's loads of information about DISC on Google if you want more info, and I'll put a couple links into the description. See you next week.